Welcome to my tarot card reading for 2014. Before I start, I really would like to mention you a few astrological tidbits so you have an idea of the dynamics that are going to show up during the reading that I'm going to present you with. Okay? I'm not going to give you a lot of information because this is just tarot card reading. For those that do know something about astrology, I'm going to then give you this information. For example, Mars is going to be in Libra until July 26th of 2014. It's going to enter then into Scorpio and it's going to stay there till September 13. Then it's going to enter in Sagittarius and is staying there till October 26th. Then again, it's going to enter Capricorn and staying there until December 4th. And then, once again, changes to Aquarius and it's going to stay there till next year. But that's not important. Jupiter is going to be in Cancer throughout the whole year of 2014. Saturn is going to stay in Scorpio until December 23rd. Then it's going to change on Sagittarius. And notice the dynamic that we're looking at here. We have Saturn, Sagittarius. Saturn entering Sagittarius at the end of the year, which is a very interesting dynamic on philosophy, spirituality, religion, all this kind of stuff. We have Uranus in Aries throughout the whole year. We have Neptune in Pisces throughout the whole year. Pluto in Capricorn throughout the whole year. And we have Chiron in Pisces throughout the whole year of 2014. This is a very interesting dynamic that we're going to see. But the most important one is the North Node that is going to be in Scorpio until February 18. Then is going to change February 19 and is entering, the North Node is going to enter Libra. And this is the one that is going to set the tone of 2014, which is going to be about decisions, making up our minds. That's what it's all about, 2014. But at the same time, it's going to create certain grade of degree of uncertainty, unstable feeling or perception kind of situation, and it's going to spin around decisions, our philosophy of life, our perceptions, which is Saturn entering Sagittarius, our philosophy of life, how we see, perceive, our judgment. That's kind of perception that is going to be affected during 14, especially at the end of the year, the last 8 days, technically, the last 7 days of the year, and throughout the rest of the year, because it's Saturn entering Libra. The North Node is setting that behavior. And then we have Mars that is giving this energy, this push, this desire to make these decisions, to make these changes, start making up our minds and selecting a path in our life. And that's Mars in Libra till July 26th. And you're going to start seeing that all this dynamic of the planets are very well represented throughout my tarot card reading. And I'm doing this on purpose to show you that there is a high relationship between what I'm saying and astrology, but I'm using tarot cards, which I find very fascinating. And then we have Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron in this very interesting dynamic. We have to understand that Chiron is a planet that has the key to open the doors to the transpersonal planets, which is Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then Chiron, what it does, it starts opening us, using Saturn, the energy of Saturn, the physical world, the structure, to then start fusing us into higher levels of consciousness. That's Chiron. And then we have to be aware that Saturn is in Scorpio, which is bringing a lot of structural changes. And it's going to be like that till December 23rd. Then it's going to enter Sagittarius, and then Saturn is going to enter and is going to start testing our philosophy of life, our judgment, our religious views, be it collectively, if you pertain to a organized religion, or you have your own practice, spiritual practice, whatever it is. Saturn is going to start testing that, because it's going to enter into Sagittarius, house number 9, Sagittarius. So all this philosophy, trying to see the big picture, trying to understand, is going to be subject into test, and is going to suffer a lot of structural changes. Is going to be organized, let's put it like that. And then we have Chiron. Once we start suffering that is going to direct us towards the transpersonal planets, where they are going to be used, where he is going to use Uranus energy to start breaking all these obstacles. So in other words, we're going to start seeing a lot of changes, a lot of perceptual changes regarding religious views, spiritual views, our way of perceiving the world, our judgment criteria, that kind of stuff. And that's all bring by the North Node, Chiron, etc. Chiron is in Pisces. So remember, Pisces is all about brotherhood, trying to understand. So notice the kind of dynamic that the planets are bringing. And I believe that the tarot card reading that we're going to start seeing from now on is going to touch this dynamic. Okay? I hope you enjoy my reading. Welcome to my tarot card reading for 2014. Let's start immediately with the two cards that we have here. And we have Oshumare, and we have the outcast, that for me represents Elegua. Here Oshumare, in the tradition that I'm familiarized with, I have never heard Oshumare talking or expressing itself, except that probably in Candomblé it does. But with the tradition that I'm familiarized with, I have never heard of him talking. So what I'm inclined to say is the following. The Orishas that are going to be ruling 2014 are going to be Elegua and Oya, or we could say that Elegua, Oya, Oba, Yoshun are going to be talking during 2014 a lot. So we have to pay attention to it. So if you are a follower of Santeria, then you are probably familiarized with what is called Letra del Año. So you are then encouraged to go and seek for the Letra del Año and see and compare what I have to say. I'm pretty sure that Elegua, Oya, Oba, y Oshun are there talking a lot about what 2014 is bringing. And that's what I'm going to do now with my next reading. Okay, here we have, first of all, each card represents a month, and they are set up by 3. So we have 4 groups of 3, which represents a trimester. The first trimester of 2014, what we have here is the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords with the 9 of Cups. What we're talking about here, or the cards are referring to, is messages of changes. Scorpio, changes. So we're going to start seeing a lot of changes coming to fruition. A lot of changes. And then the idea of these changes, is a double edged sword. It's going to bring a little bit of worriness, mental anguish, if we can call it like that, to the point that many people are going to be very worried, suffering, if you want to be a little bit dramatic. And that's the kind of energy that we're going to start seeing manifesting during the first 3 months of the year. Then we have here this card that is also letting us know that the situation that we're getting into is a situation where that we are here, we are there, we got here, we got there, for a very simple reason. We blindfold ourselves, and we walked into that situation voluntarily. So whatever it is, politically, economically, financially, the situation that we are experiencing during the first 3 months of the year is the result of we getting there, because we blindfolded ourselves. We closed our eyes to the reality. We were aware, we knew what was going on, but we decided to just close our eyes and jump into the wagon. We decided to, whatever, let's do it. Whatever are the results, I don't care. I know that this is going to happen, but I'm going to get into this situation no matter what. And now we're going to start seeing the results and the changes coming, and then we start getting worried, scared, to the point that some people might not even sleep well. This is in a worldwide point of view. Individually speaking, we're talking about, let's say, a love life. You know that your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your partner in life is probably doing something and is bringing a situation that you know the consequences, but you go, I don't care, I'm just going to do it. And now you're going to start seeing the changes. That's the kind of energy that I'm talking about. Okay, and that's the kind of energy that we're going to start seeing during 2014, especially the first month. We have Leo, Sun, Aries, and Gemini, which is giving us the idea that the Sun, Leo, and Aries, this is a very strong energy that is going to spin around us as society, as a marriage, as partners in life, as partners as in a business or whatever it is going to be concentrated there. That's the aspect, the energy manifesting there. The thing is that the cards are saying that there's something that was blocking our way. So those things are going to change. The dynamic is going to start changing. We're going to start seeing a few obstacles that are going to be removed because we want to, and we want to compromise, let's put it like that. Get into a situation that probably know that it's not going to work, but we decide to do it no matter what. Okay? And then we end up in a situation that is going to bring a lot of changes that are going to be very scary, worrisome, and that's the first 3 months of the year 2014. Well, here we have the second trimester. The second trimester, the tarot cards are talking about when we take off. Notice that this woman is also blindfolded, but it's upside down. Finally, we decide to take the blindfold, to take that from our eyes and look at reality, let's put it like that. And then we're forced to do something about it, to talk about it, to do something. We're forced to do that. And then we have Cancer, which emphasize domestic issues for 2014. Domestic issues, be it family or be it nationwide, domestic issues. So during 2014, the second trimester, remember, second trimester is going to be a trimester that we're going to start seeing. We are going to be forced, if we don't do it voluntarily, we're going to be forced to take our blindfolds and look at domestic issues, family issues, up close and personal, and do something about it. And then we have here Saturn Virgo. We have Saturn Virgo here represented by the Nine of Pentacles, Sun, Leo, Aries with Gemini. So we're going to start seeing that in a thorough analysis on methodology. We're going to start analyzing how things are done, why it is done this way. And we're going to start facing reality of how things are. bureaucracy, structures, be it politically, economically, whatever it is, that's the energy manifesting. Therefore, we're going to start analyzing that. We're going to be a little bit cruel, let's put it like that. We're going to start seeing things as they are, or we are going to try to see that that way, or whatever it is, life, the universe is going to force us to do the same thing. Okay? But the purpose is to remove obstacles. Remove obstacles. Open the way for new things to come. Okay? And this is the month of decisions. Because February was here, but then now the North Node is starting to kick in, the energy of the North Node. Notice how things are manifesting here. And that's the energy that we're seeing for the second trimester of 2014. For the third trimester, we have a very interesting dynamic. Notice that at the beginning, the first 6 months were about a lot of swords and cups. Now we have a different dynamic. What we have here is a fight to keep the status quo, to keep things at bay. But then the tarot cards are telling us that there's going to be something that is going to give up, give in, collapse, change. Or at least that's how it's going to feel. And it's going to bring a lot of infertility or austerity. Again, the main topic. Changes, things that are not growing. That's the kind of dynamic that we're going to start seeing during 2014, the third trimester. So in other words, if you are in a relationship, if you have a job, if you are a partner in a business, if you have a partner in business, you're going to start trying to keep things at bay. You're fighting to keep things normal. But things are not going to work. It's going to collapse. And it's going to bring some sort of austerity, infertility, things that don't grow. Okay? Don't grow. I think you got the idea. But then we have here the Nine of Pentacles, Saturn, Virgo, influencing the trimester, and the Nine of Wands or Staff with Mars, Sagittarius. And then here is when we start seeing that our analysis of methodology and our philosophy of life, our criteria, are going to start mixing together, trying to analyze all the situations. Something is going to trigger that. That energy is going to manifest some way, somehow. We're trying to keep things, the status quo, we're going to try to keep the status quo, things normal, but something is going to change the dynamic, and that's where then the Mars Sagittarius is going to start acting up with Saturn Virgo. Our philosophy of life is going to change. Our perceptions, our criteria are definitely going to change. There's going to be obviously resistance, or some people will go with the flow. It all depends. That's normal. That's how it is. That's how we humans are. That's how life it is. And that's the kind of dynamic that we're going to start seeing and experiencing during the third trimester of 2014. And here we have the last trimester for 2014. The last trimester is interesting because we have the Judgment card, the Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. What we have here is very interesting because it's the last 3 months of the year, and is talking about transformation, changes, pursuing our dreams, but this time we're going to be more realistic. Not only that, the talkers are also talking about messages, especially related with finances, economy, finances. So look at all this, a change, a transformation, a metamorphosis we're talking about. A transformation where we're going to start pursuing or trying to pursue our dreams, but in a more realistic way, where we are going to emphasize, we're going to contemplate, analyze, brooding we're going to start doing all this stuff, and it's obvious because it's the last month of the year, the last trimester. So we're going to start like do a big review of our life, of our situation as a nation, as a country, as a region, as a town, as a family, whatever it is. There's going to be a recapitalization. We're going to analyze, think our situation, our current station, and it's bringing a transformation, a metamorphosis, a cathartic moment in our life. Okay? And then because we're going to be under the influence of this card, the Nine of Wands or staff, we have Mars Sagittarius. So it's emphasizing our philosophy of life, our perceptions, our spirituality, our religion. That is going to be affected as a nation. Our criteria, our way of thinking, analyzing, understanding the whole big picture is going to be deeply affected during 2014. And then again, what I said, resistance to change or flowing, going with the flow. That's the dynamic that we're going to start seeing during 2014. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to, there are 3 cards on every line, and then the central line, it has the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Tower, and the Seven of Cups, which brings us a kind of a summary of what is going to be happening or we are going to experience during 2014. And the cards are talking about something that is going to change, a transformation, a collapse, whatever word you want to say or use or think, whatever you prefer. But the tarot cards are talking about changes and transformation, something that collapses, something that makes us feel that the whole world has collapsed. And when I talk about world, it not necessarily mean the worldwide sense of the word, but it could mean our word. Okay? Always keep that in mind. I'm talking about energies, how they're going to manifest. The energy has to manifest some way, somehow. So now, these changes, this transformation are going to push us into doing something, into action, to pursue our dreams, to be more realistic. More realistic is the right word. And we have here, not only that, we're going to take our blinds from our eyes. We're going to take whatever we have that is blinding us, is going to be taken away from with this reality, with this event. And we're going to suffer, or we could say the other way around. We're going to experience a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety because we start seeing things, how are moving, the direction they're going to take, and we're foreseeing this change that is coming, and obviously is pushing us into a direction of doing something about it, to be realistic about it and do something. Okay, and that's the tarot card reading for 2014. I hope that you enjoy. Have a wonderful 2013. Remember, when we flow with the universe, things are more easy than when we resist. When we resist, life then pushes you or pushes us into a direction that sometimes might hurt. That's like a band-aid. If you pull it hard, it doesn't hurt as much when you do it slowly. Okay? Keep that in mind. Remember to always consult a professional for whatever you're going to do. This dynamic that we're going to see here is going to affect us intellectually and emotionally. It's going to be a clash of emotions and rational thinking, left and right hemisphere, let's put it like that. So keep that in mind. Have a wonderful 2014, and I hope that all of you are doing well, and till the next one.